I'm thinking, you don't have a clue.
Both a pair of losers. All the Paul family.
According to the Nigeria police, according to the information we are getting, that driver will be charged for reckless driving.
Anthony Joshua finally broke his silence during a deeply emotional appearance on the Joe Rogan podcast, revealing the terrifying truth behind his shocking car crash. AJ explained that his vehicle's brakes suddenly failed, leading to a catastrophic accident that tragically claimed the lives of two of his closest friends. Speaking with visible pain and confusion, Joshua admitted he still doesn't know who was responsible. The incident has left him mentally shattered, carrying guilt, grief, and unanswered questions that continue to haunt him long after surviving the crash.
Because at different stages of your life, you're allowed to evolve.
True.
Anthony Joshua opened up further about the unbearable pain of losing his closest friends. Returning home from the hospital offered no relief, as the trauma followed him mentally and emotionally. AJ admitted he feels drained, angry, and broken inside, struggling to cope with the loss. The incident has deeply affected his mental health, proving that even the strongest fighters can be overwhelmed when life hits outside the ring.
In my life, just F everyone.
Yeah.
I'm just tired. I've been through a lot. Yeah.
More shocking details surrounding Anthony Joshua's car crash continue to surface. AJ revealed that the brake failure caused a violent collision that instantly turned tragic. The scale of destruction left him traumatized, and suspicions of foul play have only added to his emotional strain. Questions remain about whether the vehicle was tampered with, intensifying the mental pressure as AJ searches for answers while grieving the loss of his friends.
Still part of the plan. I did see a few of the pictures that were circulating from it.
Gerald Miller reacted emotionally to Anthony Joshua's tragic crash, admitting that seeing the footage online deeply affected him. Despite their complicated history, Miller expressed empathy, saying he imagined how easily it could have been his own family. He emphasized that tragedy transcends rivalries, and witnessing AJ's suffering highlighted the mental toll such events take on fighters beyond boxing.
Passenger right at the back passenger, so the two on them sides there died. The driver and Anthony survived, but it was said that a tire blew out. But now
Tyson Fury also spoke out following the tragedy, calling on the boxing world to show compassion instead of blame. Fury reminded everyone that 2 lives were lost and that Anthony Joshua's pain goes far beyond sport. He stressed that moments like these expose the human side of fighters and urged fans to focus on empathy, humanity, and respect during such devastating times.
They are not your enemies. They are your brothers and sisters under God. We all came from Adam and Eve. In the beginning, everybody on earth. Remember that. Spread love, not...
Joe Rogan raised serious concerns about Anthony Joshua's condition after the crash. While AJ survived, Rogan questioned the long-term physical and psychological effects of enduring such a violent accident. Losing close friends while escaping death himself places unimaginable emotional weight on Joshua, and Rogan emphasized that recovery isn't just about physical health but mental healing as well.
What happened to him when he survived, right? Like, did he hit his head? Did he hit his neck? Like, what is he okay? Like, is he 100%? Or is he always going to be a little fuck from that?
Johnny Nelson reflected on the tragic reality of Anthony Joshua's accident, reminding fans that no title, rivalry, or fight compares to the value of human life. He emphasized how losing 2 close friends in an instant can change someone forever. The emotional damage, not just for AJ but for the families involved, is something that cannot be measured or rushed.
Just makes you realize how valuable life is and how things can change in a heartbeat. So when we talk about fights and we talk about beefs and these things are just nothing when it comes to real life and losing your life. So it was a sad thing to hear, a sad thing to see. God knows how it'll affect those that saw it mentally, emotionally. But you've got to think about these 2 men were somebody's child, someone's brother. And that's what you've got to think about, those people that have lost.
Pain Gain reacted strongly to Anthony Joshua's survival, describing it as nothing short of miraculous. While AJ is known for enduring punishment inside the ring, this accident exposed his vulnerability outside of it. The physical shock, possible internal injuries, and deep mental trauma highlight that even elite athletes are fragile when faced with real-life danger. Emergency responders reportedly handled AJ with extreme care, fearing further damage.
It's such a severe car accident there. Like, alright, he's lucky enough to still be alive, but fuck me, his body must be going through a lot right there. This is not a man who winces in pain easily, right? He gets punched for a living. And obviously, like, you're supposed to take people out of car accidents like that with great care because you don't want to...
Chop as the adult broke down the legal consequences of Anthony Joshua's crash, revealing that the driver responsible is facing serious felony charges in Nigeria. With 2 lives lost and AJ narrowly surviving, the case could result in up to 7 years in prison. While justice may bring some closure, it cannot erase the emotional trauma endured by Joshua and the grieving families.
It's a real image of both of them together. Now, Nigerian police sources has indicated that Adeniyi will be facing some serious felony charges for reckless driving. And I know a lot of you guys are curious, such as I, on, what would be the punishment or the penalty for reckless driving in Nigeria. So I looked it up. And if you are a reckless driver in Nigeria and you cause a fatality on a federal road, that is up to...
Joe Rogan reacted in disbelief to what many are calling a miracle detail of the crash. AJ reportedly was not wearing a seatbelt, a factor that may have unexpectedly saved his life given the physics of the collision. Rogan described the survival as almost unbelievable, emphasizing how close Joshua came to death and how fate played a terrifying role that night.
I mean...
That's bonkers. Thank God he didn't have a seatbelt on. I never say that. Thank God he didn't have a fucking seatbelt on, because if he did...
There's no way.
He would be dead.
There's
Probably,
no
or fucking severely.
Eddie Hearn provided an update on Anthony Joshua's condition, confirming that AJ escaped the crash without major physical injuries. While the boxing world felt relief, Hearn stressed that the emotional and psychological damage remains severe. Losing close friends while surviving himself has left Joshua in shock, and recovery will take time, especially when dealing with grief and trauma.
It doesn't look like he has any major injuries. He's true, and that would be fantastic, and obviously he'd be a very lucky boy if that was the case, but we hope that is the case.
Gareth Davis reflected on Anthony Joshua's recent career choices, including his controversial bout with Jake Paul. While some criticized the fight, Davis highlighted AJ's professionalism and composure. However, after surviving such a devastating crash, these discussions take on new meaning. The incident shows how fragile life truly is, even for fighters who seem invincible in the ring.
Some very interesting and germane points you make there in this moment, Raheem. That I think what I've noticed, that obviously there were a kind of panoply of opinions about him fighting Jake Paul to take it back a week and a half. I mean, I was critical of that fight being signed, first of all, because I worried about the dangers for Jake Paul. He got his jaw broken at the end of the day, and kind of used the scars as a flag in his new moon, delusionally optimistic, in his words, as he is about these things. So Anthony Joshua went to America a week and a half ago, 2 weeks ago, played the role which he needed to play, was very classy.
Liam Go concluded by emphasizing the human cost of Anthony Joshua's tragedy. Surviving while losing 2 close friends is a burden that will stay with AJ forever. Beyond physical recovery, the mental toll of grief, trauma, and public attention is immense. This moment reminds fans that behind championships and fame, Anthony Joshua is human, facing pain, loss, and vulnerability just like anyone else.
Anthony Joshua injured in car accident. 2 people who I believe were with Anthony Joshua were friends of his have tragically passed away. Before I carry on reading the article, the 2 people who have tragically passed, my condolences is all I can say to their friends and families. We'll definitely offer up some prayers.